boys and girls. We are on a Thursday evening. We were supposed to connect with our friends earlier in the week, but you know, wrestlers are hard to reel in at times, and you just got to keep fishing a little bit. But here we are on a fine Thursday evening. We are one night away from the end of the work week. I am so stoked for that. But anyways, that's not what this is about. This is Stir in the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest. We have Victor Cruz. We have, you know what? I am going to mess you guys' names up.
Mess it up.
I always do it.
They always combine their names. Oh, my God.
But I got to get you guys to smile. So collectively, we have the Brick City Boys with a Z at the end. Sorry for fucking up your name, but yes, that's what we're talking about, baby.
That's right. That's our faces. That's our faces. Even though that does not look like you. That does not look like you at all. That looks exactly like me. Like, you can look at me and look like we're twins. Oh my God.
And I do apologize for fucking it up because I don't write a damn thing down. I don't research a fucking thing, but it is Victor Chase and Julio Cruz. Is that correct? Or Victor Cruz and Julio Chase? Julio Chase. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys coming on. We are going to have some fun. Basically, we have the talent come on. We get to know you a little bit. We just pull the curtain back just a smidge if you guys are willing to do that a little bit and have some fun with us.
Mm-hmm. Let's have some fun. Let's do this.
Oh, well, that's excellent because I've had dinner. I've had pre-gaming, if you will. I've had some pre-gaming, and now we're just sitting back, and now we have the Brick City Boys right on our schedule. And, you know, I've only seen you guys perform a couple times. I know you're from a different area than where I'm from. I'm from Connecticut. You guys have made your way up to Test of Strength, and I've seen you guys do some stuff. I've seen you guys at BST, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Love both of those promotions, right on my home base of Connecticut. And thank you both TOS and BST for bringing in Brick City Boys, because what a pleasure seeing you guys perform. But where I want to start with this is I booed the piss out of you at BST, and then you swerved me at TOS. And just like the beginning of this interview, I fucked up, and you guys came out the curtain. I got my camera in your face, and I booed the shit out of you. But I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to uplift the Brick City Boys. I wasn't aware of that. My bad. But we turned it around, and we had some fun at TOS. So where I'm starting with that is my fuck up is great material, because a lot of wrestlers, I ask, are you heel or face? And they say, I don't care what the fans want. I don't care what the fans think. I come out, we do our thing. And if you want to cheer me, cheer me. If you want to boo me, boo me. And then I also get the response of, I do what the promoters want. You want us to be a bad guy? I got that. You want us to be a good guy? I got that too. So please, Mr. Chase, could you start us off with, you play both heel and face. Is that a choice, or is that something that promotions like you guys to do? Please start us off with that.
Sometimes it depends on what the promoter wants. Most of the time, that's the case. But if we don't have a definite answer, we just go whichever we feel like that day. So if we feel like being heel, we be heel. We be face, we be face. I enjoy being heel the most because I love seeing Julio whoop somebody's ass. I'm not even know.
There is that. Yes, there is definitely that. But I've also been told by the talent when I ask what your favorite is, either face or heel to play, or be that given night, the heel seems to be 80-20. I love to be a heel compared to the face. Could you piggyback on that, sir?
Jay?
Oh, well, for me, mostly it's like, it's 80-20 because most people, you feel more in control.
Because when you go ahead.
Well, you feel more in control. You feel more, you can play around more. You have more leeway. Being babyface, you have more of a constraint.
And I'm to understand that it's a little harder because once you come out that curtain, you can get us to boo you way easier than it is to grab that crowd and make us cheer you, especially if we don't know or haven't seen Brick City Boys or whatever talent comes out that curtain. So I appreciate you guys doing your job there at BST. That was easy. But I just pre-booed you when you came out the curtain, so that's my bad. I wanted to put that on the table.
No, you're good. You're so good, man. We got you guys at the end, though. We got you guys.
Yeah,
it was a fun match. It was a fun, very fun match with them. I would love to run it back with the
firm.
With the firm one more time. Oh my God, that was such a fun match.
You know, we see some, and this is a big part of the reason why I did these interviews, because the talent that surrounded me when I first started doing these, a lot of them were just starting. Some were veterans of the game, if you will. Some were maybe 5 years deep or 10 years deep or whatever. But there's a lot of young talent that are starting out at Paradise Alley Pro, at Test of Strength, and such in my area. Shut Up and Wrestle at Kevin Landry's. So we have students that are surrounding me, and I love seeing their careers blossom. And you guys went against the firm, being Sammy Diaz and Elijah Six, the TOS tag team champions currently and defending and all of that stuff. But those two guys are purebred Test of Strength students, and seeing them go up against the likes of you guys. And I know you might not have been in the game too long. You might been. We're going to figure that out in a little bit. But you guys already just said a lot of fun. I would love to run it back. What makes how do I put this? What makes a wrestler or an athlete, a performer, want to? What grabs you in said match to want you to run it back with the firm?
Chemistry, and it's a whole lot of things. Crowd reaction is another thing. Mostly chemistry, because we gelled with the firm like right away. Even beforehand, when we came out there and we saw them, I just knew this is going to be fun.
It's a different atmosphere that they put out there too, because we weren't in our natural setting, so to speak, for the Brick City Boys. We were in another playing field, and it was just a different reaction, especially like what you said, that when you came out and prematurely booed us. When you know it's a title match, brother, when you know it's a title match and the champs go out last. But, it was cool to being able to be in that situation and how to flip it around. Because they didn't know what to expect. The crowd wasn't really savvy about us. You were, because you saw us before. But that's what at least I like to bring to the table, is just, you never know what you're going to get with us.
And I love when we get to see new talent in our area. And I know from promotion to promotion, that happens in said area. But being at the Test of Strength regularly, and BST and a couple of the other promotions, seeing new talent, new faces, new blood, new energy coming into said promotions, I love it, because we have met the likes of the Brick City Boys. And I'm telling you, boys and girls, promoters, whoever's watching, I hope it's just not my dad and his dog, because I would really hate that. If you're watching, I implore you, grab the Brick City Boys, put them on your show. You won't be disappointed. In ring, they look great. They look professional. Their gear is fantastic. As a tag team, they match with a definite A++, because I do see some tag teams, they look totally thrown together. Not the Brick City Boys. You guys have a look together. And I've even stalked your pages. Followed your pages a little bit.
Stalking us now?
No. Everybody calm down. I kind of went down a little bit on your pages, and I seen some of your earlier looks with the Tims, the jeans, and the black tank tops. And you guys have progressed to what you are today. And I applaud you as a fan, seeing the evolution of your gear, your look, your presence. I applaud Brick City Boys just for that alone, never mind your in-ring presence. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
It wasn't always like that.
And that's what brings us, and I just jump all over the place, so please follow me, guys. But that's what brings me to the evolution of Brick City Boys. Could we go through some of that? And I don't know how long you guys have been a tag team, so let's start there. Brick City Boys, how long have you been together as a unit here?
Has it been like almost 2 years now? 2 years, right?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
I mean,
Oh,
if you
nice.
want to, are we counting the pandemic? Like, because
we
we have
did
to.
wrestle. Yeah,
We
we did
still did
wrestle
it.
during that time.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so it
So
did work out.
almost,
So yeah, about 2 years.
but as friends, 4 years.
Four.
Since we broke into the business. Well, at least I did, or I returned rather.
Yeah.
Nice. So as a tag team, you look very well. You perform well. You look good. You look professional. Your in-ring stuff is really cool. You do some nice tag team stuff together. All of that, which makes a fantastic tag team. You've only been a tag team for 2 years. That's very surprising to me as a fan, first off. Second off, you've only known each other for 4 years. Very well meshed tag teams that work like a well-oiled machine, quote unquote, usually have been lifelong friends, maybe have grown up together or have spent a long time, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years in the ring together. Again, I'm going to throw out some more props to the Brick City Boys. You look great with only a couple years under your belt as a tag team. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, where does the Brick City Boys reside from, being their home base, their training, where you come out of? Where did you start singles competitors before you got together? And I know there's a lot to soak in right there. So, Mr. Chase, please lead us with that.
Home base is Newark, New Jersey. Fun fact, the nickname for Newark is called the Brick City, if anybody didn't know that. So that's where we got our name from.
Why? You know why? You know why?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
I have no clue. I was like, Brick City, oh, that's cool. Let's do that
because when you was shouting the city, they throw a brick at you.
From
what I've heard. From what I've heard.
Who's been telling you that in my streets? Who's been telling you that?
Well, Newark, baby. The people at Newark.
But we were trained by Creative Pro New Jersey, Pat Buck, Russell Pro, Mario Bocara, Kevin Matthews, great trainers, all of them. I started in 2015, I think. No, little 2017, I think. It was around that time.
It had to be 2017.
2017, yeah. I've been in the business for like 5 years, yeah.
Okay.
Time flies by. Really, time flies by. I started off with another partner, but it didn't work out the way it did. So I went singles for a while. That was like a month before me and them decided to be a team. So here we are.
So you start off as a tag team competitor right off the ripper when you
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Any specific reason? Was it something thrown together? Was it something you want to do? You know, like, hey man, I know I'm doing this thing, but I really love tag team wrestling. Can you put me in that kind of a situation?
Honestly, I've always loved tag team wrestling more than singles wrestling. It's just more cohesion when it comes to tag team wrestling. Then you can get in a singles match. I think, yeah, pretty much. I never really loved singles matches, and plus having another have somebody else with you along the ride is also another benefit. It's than riding alone to promotions left and right. So.
Same question over to you, Julio. Did you start off as a singles, a tag team? Where are we at with that?
So I was a singles competitor, and funny thing is that I had restarted in January of 2018. So I had left. I had tried the first time in 2016. Stuff didn't really pan out. I tried it for 3 months. I wasn't physically, mentally, ready to do the grind, to commit. Come back in January. Once I had my first match, it was just off and running, going to places, driving people, driving Beefcake from Bear Country, driving TJ Crawford, Espana, just making my rounds. And then I just started as a singles competitor, just going everywhere, traveling, wrestling everywhere I could. XWA was a big standing point for us.
Yeah,
Thursday nights Throwdown is really where we honed our craft and where we You know, that's what, and if in all honesty, that's where the Brick City Boys were essentially made to who our identity was as performers.
Nice.
But once once I did the singles route, I just saw that there was a lot of competition. There's so much competition. And once AEW came out and they just started scooping up talent, and Victor was honestly my opponent in most of my matches.
Oh wow! Oh yeah. Funny, fun fact.
So in my first 2 years of wrestling, he was either next to me or against me.
So coming up together, but competing against each other, I've heard that's some pretty cool chemistry. We'll have to reiterate that word, chemistry. A lot of chemistry comes in with those matches. Is that correct on saying, Julio?
Yeah, 100%. Because honestly, we've had so many matches together where I can just go. We can just go. It's one of those things.
There's a lot less thinking because you're with your brother in the ring, if you will.
Yeah, which is crazy because after he was in my first match.
That is insane.
And after that, we were just inseparable, literally inseparable.
Victor, kind of the same. We'll just follow through with that. It's got to feel really cool, though, to come up, compete, and then come together and really do something cool. And you mentioned the XWA. Love the XWA and all the people up there. Oh, my goodness. What a great atmosphere. So just piggyback on that, what Julio just described, if you could.
Dude, I remember when he came back 3 months ago. I was like, who is this scrawny kid right here? Yeah, you were scrawny, bro. He came back. I was like, okay, cool. We had our first match. Was it D2W? It was D2W. No. It was WrestlePro. It was WrestlePro Brooklyn.
May the 4th.
It was in the 6-man. The moment he got me in a wrist lock, I was like, oh no, this guy can work. And after that, we were inseparable. Chemistry off the bat.
When we made the decision to start tagging, we literally looked at each other. We're like, I don't want to get hit by you anymore. I'd rather hit other people.
Oh my god! I was like, brother, your punches hurt. Oh my god! Oh, I gotta tell the birthday party story. So we were both at a birthday party. And it was literally in somebody's backyard. So this man decides to be John Cena. Worst 5-knuckle shuffle in the world. I looked up because the sun was beaming in my face. I was like, what are you doing, baby? Just hit me. And he almost choked me out within the STFU. Oh my god. Almost nearly choked me out. After that, we was all good.
we were all good.
We were all good.
No, them stomps in the corner. Then we were good.
They were, yeah. I had to get you back for that. I was like, damn, that shit hurt. Oh my god.
I name every single episode differently. I like to have their own flavor. I've already figured out the title. Victor, you said it. We don't want to punch each other anymore, and that's what it'll be called. I think that's very fitting. Now, as a tag team, no more heat. Is there something behind that? But he's laughing awfully hard. Is there something else behind that?
No, I just know how to pop him, bro.
Okay. You know what? We have just changed it on the fly. No more heat. That's what this one is called.
There you
go. You've already mentioned, Victor, that Brick City Boys was kind of a homage to Brick City after the Jersey motto, if you will, or whatever it's called, right? That's correct?
Yes. My home city of the North, yes.
Now, the look that you guys had that I described with the Tims, the jeans, the black tanks, is that how early into the Brick City Boys was that?
Actually, that was a recent pick of us, and we were just helping out our friend TJ Crawford with a match. Okay. But early Brick City, what did we wear?
You know what we wore. It was just a regular singles.
It was regular. It was just a regular singlet with our names in the back. And oh my god, I had those awful little tassels on me. Oh my god.
I love them. Bring them back.
I will not bring those.
You gotta bring the tassels back.
I remember Lou Bruno was like, keep the tassels. I was like, no, they're going away. They're going away quickly.
Now you got the Big Show singlet, baby.
I got the Big Show singlet. Just one after another.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
You guys have named some talent that I am all familiar with. The Crawfords, the Brunos. You keep naming them, and I'm popping inside like a party here. You guys have come up surrounding some very, very cool talent. You see the bright shining stars, the spotlights that actually, and I'll just have to say it, is you've already mentioned it, Julio, is the AEW, especially being the dark, if you will. And now that runs on Tuesdays. Then they added an elevation or elevate, one of the two, and that's on a Monday. And they're both on YouTube. And boys and girls, if you haven't checked it out, you can see some of your favorite, and I do mean some of your favorite hometown boys and girls being put on a different stage. May the match be 20 minutes? No. May the match be only 3 to 5 minutes? Yeah. But you get that shine. You get that spotlight. You get the promo pics. You get the vibe. You get behind the scenes. You're at AEW. You get a whole different experience as an athlete, a performer, a wrestler. And I love seeing all of that with our local favorites. And we've seen so many. But I see all you guys because of the way you look, which I've already put out. The way you look professional. Your in-ring is cool. You've got tag team maneuvers that really mesh together. Look at you guys. You laugh, you joke, you have fun. You're brothers on the road. You're in the ring. You're doing stuff. You find chemistry with great talent from promotion to promotion. And that's a hard thing, too. And I know I'm yammering a little bit. But to leave your home base and spread your wings and start hitting these other promotions that, you know what? F this. It's time to move out of the nest and let's do some fun shit over here at this promotion. Let's check out that promotion. Let's see what these guys are about. I love seeing that. And AEW gives a spotlight on a lot of those local talents. And I know you guys are going to be on there much sooner than later, because if you only have 2 years under your belt as a tag team now, holy shit, you guys are going to be stars together because you look good, you work good, and it's right around the corner for you guys. Definitely.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I'm not just, maybe some people that never met me before that have started this at the beginning and saw that I fucked up the whole thing from the beginning. What a jackass this guy is. Why are they even getting interviewed? But but I am not. I never blow smoke up the talent's ass. I always speak the truth. I always say, I say what's on my mind. I try not to sugarcoat anything because all feedback is good, whether it be bad or good. You need both of that. I'm a musician from way back, bro. I want the bad feedback. I want the good feedback. That's what balances our artistic values out and where to balance it, So I'm definitely not blowing smoke up your ass. You guys are doing good, and I see nothing but good. But if I could, the TJ Crawford, and I know he's injured right now, and I know you guys do know of him. Please, could you please send him my love? I love me some TJ Crawford to
I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now, live. Oh, look, because I got to show it.
Oh my God! No! Oh my God!
Boys and girls, we see the talents at the shows. We get to go up to them. They give us their time. We buy their merch. We, get some stickers, some T-shirts or whatever. We get some autographs. We get some pictures or whatever, and we have fun at the shows. But this is one of the many reasons why I do this, because look at the fun we're having with the Brick City Boys. I mean, come on. This is great times.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Always good time with the boys of Brick City,
Always a good time. It is. Now, I've met many a talent from different schools, different promotions. Some have kind of been self-taught, if you will, going through the ranks of the backyard stuff to getting some ring time ladder in their career, or a couple years starting from a different angle, because not everybody starts the same in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys were over at Creative Pro. I mean, holy shit, the talent that Creative Pro is pumping out. And we've spoken of the AEW. I'm just going to put MJF right up there. I mean,
MJF,
our is doing, right?
Not for nothing, though. Can we give Mans his flowers? Because he had a great match with Darby Allin.
Oh, my God. That match was so good. Holy crap.
Yes.
Not for nothing. You got to admit it. Mans good. Mans is good.
And you know it.
And you know it.
Another talent I want to kind of pull the Jenga piece out with. I just love him to pieces. He's such a great guy. That is one now known as Joe Rajal. That guy has just skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is about the I know this is about the Brick City Boys, but I love talking the talent that we can relate to, that we are starting to see on a different platform. But my goodness, Joe Rajal, hanging with Matt Hardy and company on a regular basis, gets put on the dark. They liked his look. They liked his in-ring. He looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, look at him. He's over there on a weekly basis almost. And it's really cool. Again, as I was saying earlier, just to see our talents be pushed up like that. You guys know of one Joe Rajal and his previous character, if you will. Could you just real quick speak on Joe Rajal if you could?
He was actually at the last, I believe it was Test of Strength.
It was.
And not for nothing, seeing him in person, like you said, specimen.
Man is really built different. Yeah.
He's really smooth in the ring, brother.
Yep. And I gotta reiterate, such a kind human. That guy is probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. Never mind wrestling, just in life in general. Love him. And if you follow his page, the guy is more of a humanitarian than I will ever be for lifetimes. I mean, that guy is just amazing. Love him to pieces. But back to the Brick City Boys. Now you guys get this tag team thing going. You get the name. You get the gimmick going, if you will. How hard was it to really get this rolling? What did it come easy? Did you have to struggle a little bit? Do you bounce ideas off of each other, or do you have outside influences, maybe your family on both sides, that are be like, hey, how come you guys don't try this? Or hey, how come you guys don't try that? How does this stuff come about? Julio, why don't you start us off with that one?
So which question do you want to be answered first, Papa? There was like 6 different questions you had.
And that's why I say you just got to follow me a little bit. Okay, let's start with the tag team stuff. How difficult was it to get going with your tag team partner and the Brick City Boys?
So since we had already had the chemistry of facing each other, we already knew each other's movesets. So it was more seeing what meshed well and what didn't. But in the beginning, because we had started and then maybe 6 months after, pandemic hits. So there was no training, there was no going to shows and trying stuff. So it was mostly us being like, hey, what'd you watch yesterday? Oh, I watched ECW. All right, baby, we're watching ECW for the next week. And just, bounce off ideas from there. Some things work, some things don't, but it's all trying it out and seeing what does and doesn't, and what works for our characters too.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys get any outside help from the fam or your friends or your peers that be like, hey, I was checking out your match and I think you guys would look really cool doing something like this or whatever? Or is it just within house being Julio and Victor?
I know my brother tends to, which funny fact is my brother's name is Victor. And it's funny. So my brother would put his 2 cents in, and I take it with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, we're the performers. We know what is physically possible to do sometimes, because there's sometimes people want us to do things that are just Bro, I'm not Ricochet. Sorry, I can't do.
Tell him that your son wants. His son like offers him moves that he wants his dad to do.
So, lo and behold, my son will come and get his ring and stuff, and he'll be like, "Hey, Dad, I want you to do this," and it'll go off the top of the rope and do 3 flips and everything, and I'm like,
I can't do that. That's not humanly possible.
I could catch somebody when they do that. If you do that, it slams them on the floor. But no, it's a lot of give and take. Especially, it's more in-house than anything, in my opinion. But we do take like outside sources, whether it be our peers that are as well in wrestling. You know, TJ's always a big advice guy for us. You know, because not for nothing, TJ's really good in the ring and really smooth.
He's very good.
And he has very good ideas. So we take those and we tinker with them. And at the end of the day, it's mostly a decision between us. You know, during the car rides, we're just like, hey, I have this idea. And we're like, let's do it. That's how it goes.
Victor, it seems that you and Julio mesh really well, friendship-wise and tag team-wise. And we're talking the difficulty getting it together didn't seem too much because you already had that chemistry in ring. You just kind of tinkered with a couple things and made that tag team thing work out from when you were singles competitors. The look that you guys got going on now, is there any inspiration? Is there any specific reason? What do you got going on with the look with the tag team right now?
It was me and him talked one day. We was like, okay, we have to put something on our singlets because our singlets was so. Oh, our first year when we washed it, it looked the shade of yellow turned like lime green out, and we were like, we got to get new gear now.
No. Let's backtrack. My gear.
Oh yeah, his gear turned to a whole different color, and I was like, "What happened?"
Which shameless plug, we do sell gear if anybody's interested.
Oh really?
We sell gear. Yeah, previously worn gear. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Come on, Papa. We gotta keep the revolving door going. You know.
Oh, we gotta keep it going.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the machine.
So you guys get some washed out singlets. You move on to some more gear. Where are we at to the look you have now, Victor?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the look. I thought one day, hey, we're Brick City. Let's just put a brick pattern on it and just put our names on it. I thought it looked unique. I think it looks unique than most other tag teams. Like you said, most tag teams are just put together with no matching gear. And we wanted to have matching gear, matching singlet, almost matching everything. So we wanted to stand out, like just stand out, basically. Yeah.
Now, Julio was saying how his son wants him to do like some 630s and some kooky shit over there off the top rope. You guys are some really big dudes. You have some big stature. I can't see you doing all of that flippy do stuff. So you do
boys.
Yes. You guys do what you do. You wrestle smart within the realms of your body type, your style, if you will. Now, getting the tag team maneuvers together, was that kind of something that was very difficult because now you want to stand out just a smidge more others on the cards and stuff. You know, talk about the moveset that you guys are getting together, Victor.
I'm not even going to lie to you. Some days I just watch some matches and I'm like, we could do that. Or I'm watching a TV show and I'm like, oh, this would be cool. Or so I talked to him one day when we like decided to go to the gym together. I'm like, okay, we can do this. And he's like, oh, but we could do this. So we bounce off ideas with each other to see what fits well for our moveset.
I'm going to have to bring up the C word. I like to call it the canola, if you will. The canola shut down the world back in March of 2020. And actually, I like to call it Kin COVID, if you Kin COVID. You see what never mind. So it shut us everything down around March of 2020. Wrestling, the world, everything. You guys said you were just getting in the swing of things, and then shit went sour. How hard was it to really keep that vibe alive? Like, we don't know what's going to happen with the world. What do we do as a tag team? What do we do as wrestlers? Did anything like that cross your mind, or you were like, we don't care what's going on. It's still full steam ahead no matter what happens at the end of this tunnel with the COVID. Julio, start us off with that one.
Yeah, at first we were, we thought it was a 1 week thing, a 2 week thing, just like, all right, this is going to stop. And then at one point we were like, all right, this is like a real thing. This is going to be for a minute. So we talked it over and we really couldn't do much but just wait it out, as opposed to just, the training wise and the actually wrestling of it. But that didn't stop us from bouncing ideas off each other, from watching film, from motivating each other to go to the gym or just make a gym, find whatever you could do, calisthenics, burpees, just do whatever you could, run outside.
Yeah.
So it was more of a, like, just because the world stopped doesn't mean you got to stop.
Very well put. I almost want to call that the title, but we're not going to call it. Now, Kirby Wackerman, he was lifting like gallons of milk and goats and stuff to really kind of keep his physical prowess while the world was shut down. That was quite interesting, I got to say. Victor, same question. The pandemic, it really messed everything up. Did you find yourself wanting to shut down, or did you want to keep moving on and keep the regimen going on and whatever you could do for training and such?
Honestly, the pandemic was a low-key a blessing in disguise, because that really gave us the time to like really focus on our bodies, to like do the cardio, do the weightlifting that we needed. We had no excuses but to just get in the dirt and just do it. I usually go when the restrictions were lifted. I usually go to his house because he built like a whole gym setup in his backyard. So I was like,
yeah,
can I go to the gym? He's like, okay. And it became like a weekly thing with us. So it gave us time to talk too. So
and it gave us time to more mesh well and just create more chemistry, because there was like a few years where I always saw him. When the first 2-3 years that we were tagging and everything, we were just inseparable, from going to shows to going to the gym to him watching my son.
Oh yeah, I do watch your son. Yeah, you just leave me with.
I mean, more so my son watches him, but
Hey, what? Be quiet. Stop that. You're not supposed to say that live. You're not supposed to say that live. Yeah.
Now, leaving where you train, where you're used to wrestling, some of the familiar opponents, like you said, you guys have wrestled each other more than once. You fall into a comfortable factor there. It kind of, you fall into something. Getting away from the nest, if you will, as I stated earlier, trying different promotions, just doing the drives, as they say, and getting your asses out there. It's got to be scary as hell for those first couple drives, because it's such a question mark. Everything is, we don't know. We don't know the crowd. We don't know the promoter. We don't know how the setup is. We don't know if we can even get a goddamn burger there. We don't know if we're going to get a handshake and a hot dog. We don't know if we're going to get $10. We just don't know. So there's always like a lot of question marks when you start reaching out to these promotions that you've never been. Am I correct on saying that it's just got to be scary as fuck? Julio, could you start us off with that?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like it 100% is for most people, but I believe with the training, with the proper, training that we had at Creative Pro, we were prepared for that. We were really prepared, because from all the shows that we did with them to doing the shows that we did outside with our own bubble of group that we just went out after, we were a little more prepared than the average, because we knew what to expect, but we knew and we knew what not to expect, but we also knew how to handle certain situations. Because you don't know until you're in the thick of it. Into the thick of it.
Absolutely. And Victor, that's where the training under the tutelage of Pat Buck comes into play. Again, the stars that come out of there, I can't applaud that man enough of what we've seen over the course of the years. But great stuff out of Pat Buck and everything. And what Julio said, could you piggyback onto that, my friend?
Yeah. For some people, it is scary, but we were trained. So Pat Buck really prepared us to go outside and just take over the world. So I can't thank him enough. Mm-hmm. Most times you really don't know what to expect from a new company. It's a foreign land to us, but we were, like Julio said, we were trained to combat anything. Whatever happens, we were ready for it. So I get more excited now when I get to a new place. So it's like we come full circle basically. So from being scared to like can't wait to go to a new different place, to a new different country probably.
And it's like with YouTube now, it's easy to do your due diligence and and watch film and see how the crowd reacts. Absolutely. What certain crowd they have, what they react to and what they don't react to. So we have an advantage with that, but we also have the disadvantage where anything can go at any given day. Mm-hmm. You don't know essentially what you're walking into.
Yeah, you can semi-prep, if you will, like you've just described, but you still don't know when you get there.
Yeah, exactly.
They might give us banana as pay, so who knows? Like,
now, crowds do differ from state to state. I have found as a fan, and I'm just gonna say right now, New York City, them guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I've been to some NYC stuff, and the crowds are absolutely so different than they are. And I'll just say it, anywhere, to be honest with you. And I've seen some pretty pumped up crowds. But New York City crowds are just so much different than anything else, I gotta say. And I actually saw Brother Greatness. I thought he died right in front of my eyes. It was one of the most tragic things I've ever seen. And me and my dad, me and my dad, we stood up like my man really died. Are you aware of the Jurassic Juggernaut, Vince Steele, by any means?
I've heard of his name. I feel like we've seen. Have you seen him at TOS? Has he been at TOS?
No, but you know Wildman Congo, correct?
Yes, I know Congo.
Take about 3 of him, and that'll give you Jurassic. And so he took Brother Greatness from the ring and tossed him into a concrete column that was holding up said building, and threw him into the concrete column. And then we watched Brother Greatness just fall like a piece of crap down to the ground, and we really thought he was dead. I don't know how he survived, but I do think whoever was watching him that day, that was some man. See what happens. I get on a tangent. We're talking Brick City Boys, and I got on the death of Brother Greatness. I am so sorry.
Fine. We love Brother Greatness.
No. You know what? There's 5 seconds of silence for Brother Greatness.
He's not dead. Why? What do you mean 5 seconds?
My man said he witnessed a murder or an attempted murder.
But he's not dead. So what's the point?
I feel like Sarah McLachlan should come in and start.
Oh my goodness. Before we do move on, because of Brother Greatness is such a great performer, one of these things, like when I'm performing with my guitar on the stage with the band, you fuck up a song, you go in the wrong place, you got to cover it up, you got to move forward, you got to push through. The performance is still here. We are running live no matter what, so you just got to do what you got to do to keep moving on. Brother Greatness was up in Maine, if I'm not mistaken, and they mixed up his entrance music with Dirtbag Dan's entrance music. Let me tell you guys, it was absolutely majestic, because Brother Greatness was wearing this beautiful, that cape, that robe thing that he was wearing previously. He just looks beautiful, and he so ran with it. He was head banging. He was twirling around like he was Ric Flair. It was majestic. I love Brother Greatness so much. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still on a Brother Greatness tangent. But Brick City Boys, I've also seen you guys dip your feet over in the pool at NEW, Northeast Wrestling.
Yeah.
That has got to be something fun, because in my area, Connecticut, because they do their home shows, if you will, their home base shows at Bethany at the town hall. Really cool spot, holds about 250. And man, we have a lot of fun at that place. But NEW, there's a lot of the wrestlers locally that kind of stride to get on these cards, if you will, for NEW. How's the vibe at NEW? Is it much different than anywhere else, if you will? Victor, please take us with that one.
Honestly, the vibe in Bethany it's just really chill down there in News. Is there a really cool locker room with a bunch of great people? The world champ there is Dan Moff, our trainer, so that was an easy in for us. Winners and Curls actually put in the work for us to get in there, so we cannot thank them enough. And it's just a really cool environment down there. We love New. We can't wait to be back down there.
And they always have a lot of cool names that they add to their shows, if you will. Julio, do you get starstruck when you're at an event? And like, I'll just use an example. Currently, we have Dirty Dango. He's doing his tour. ROH is kind of closed down for a while. We've got the likes of Jay Lethal, Matt Taven's, the Vincents. I mean, there is so much talent that is out there. But when you see some of these names that get added to these shows that you get to be a part of, do you get starstruck at all?
Me personally, I don't. And that was one of the things that I made a pact with myself before getting into the business, is I essentially stepped away from being a fan and became, they're essentially my peers who I've looked up to, the Matt Hardys, and so forth. So for me, I usually see it as a surreal moment, knowing that I'm sharing a locker room with these legends. But usually, I usually just, shake hands, kiss babies, and keep it moving forward.
And that's what we do. We want to shake the hands. We want to kiss the babies, because that's part of that brotherhood, if you will, that respect in the locker room, introducing yourself, shaking the hands. A lot of guys just want to hit the old weenus or, do a fist bump or whatever. However, you got to get it done. As long as you're doing it, that's all that counts. Now, doing the drives as a tag team, as brothers, as friends, there has got to be at least one road story that I can get from each of you. See, Victor, please, Victor, you already got something in mind, I think.
I don't know. I have so many. With the one where we almost died when we came back from a road trip. I forgot what show. What show was it?
When?
We were literally next to your house, and something drove by.
Deer?
Yes, the deer. We almost fucking died. There was that one. There's so many road stories.
There is, and I know it's hard to pull them just one out. But we like to hear the stories. I think the fans get a kick out of them.
You want a sad story? You want a happy story? You want a horror story? Like, what do you like? Which one would you like?
Julio, whatever story, whenever I said that statement, Victor kind of popped a bit and he was laughing. I think he had 30 come at him all at the same time.
So many.
Whatever surfaces to the front. It could be sad. It could be happy. It could be memorable. It could be uplifting. It could be anything that comes to mind. On the road, it could be a brotherhood story. It could be we stopped a bank robber. You could, whatever comes to your mind, my man. Please share with us, the fans, because we don't get to hear these kind of stories at the shows.
I know one story I want to tell. Go ahead.
I have one quick one because this is mad quick. But we were leaving the XWA arena one time, and we had put everything in the trunk. We were
I know what you're
and we were on our way leaving. Not 5 minutes from leaving the venue, the trunk pops open and out goes my luggage, my gear bag.
Shit.
This was no. You don't understand. Only his gear bag was dropped out of the car.
It skidded, and
it literally skidded.
And I'm like, "Yo, my gear!"
So I'm in the back. I quickly grabbed everybody else's gear, and this man just ran out the car and just like, my gear back! Just side of the highway. Oh my god!
Nothing broke, thank God. But like, my goodness.
Oh my god! That was.
See, these are the laughs. These are the memories that we get to share with each other. When we're not at the events, and this is why I love doing these things. Victor, you probably had about 30 come to mind when I initially asked this question. Have you been able to sort out the data banks and maybe pick out a story you'd like to share with us?
I have one story, and it is from a road trip we took with the former beach bums that TJ Crawford.
Altuda? Is it the Altuda?
Yes, I'm going to tell that. Yes.
The beach bums was Freddie Flamingo and TJ Crawford, correct?
Freddie Flamingo, TJ Crawford, and Brody showing
the star of the beach bums.
the greatest baby face ever. It was us. You were there, right? I'm pretty sure you were there, right? Julio? Yeah.
I think I drove.
No. Oh yeah, did you drove, Sean?
I think I drove.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. That's right. I remember now. Okay. So Freddie Flamingo was like, this is in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He was like, dude, we got to try the local flavor. We didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And we were
the reason why, hold on. The reason why is because we got there like dumb early. So we had time to kill. Because TJ loves leaving early and getting to places early. So we were like, hey, let's go. And this man says, hey, let's go try the local flavor. Who says
so we see this sketchy bar that said Friendlies, and it was nothing but, it was literally everything but friendly. So, mind you, BK walks in, Caucasian male, good.
Oh God, here we go.
TJ, Caucasian male, good. Freddie, Caucasian male, good. I walk in, everybody. Brody goes in, good. They look. He even went in. He was good. I went in. They all stared at me like I had 3 heads. I was like, okay. I'm not welcome here.
So I'm next to brother, and I see them just their eyes daggering this man, and I don't look like how I look like now. I look like Mario Lopez. Let's say that. I had a whole Nike black tracksuit, and I was like, yo, this was the wrong, like the worst getup.
Oh yeah, you were on your Nike things, right? I remember that.
They were like, this man just came out of MLS, like straight to Altoona.
Oh, and then when we sat down in the bar, this man Freddie had the nerve to leave the bar and leave me behind. I was so mad. Thank God Bear Beefcake was there, because he saved my life. I don't know what could have happened if they would have left me alone with some people.
Oh my God.
We love the Bears here.
I thank you so much for sharing that. Don't see how fun that was. I mean, come on now.
I have one.
Oh, please give us a double shot. Victor's like, oh shit.
This is to let you know the bullshit we go through. Let's say
okay.
That.
Please.
Our Ohio trip.
Wait.
That whole trip was a trip.
Whole trip? Oh yeah, that was a trip.
So this guy named JXT, he came to J-Stick. He came through from Australia, and he was doing a little excursion in the US. So I was essentially his driver for the remainder of his stay. So he was like, "Hey, you drive me, I'll get your bookings." All right, say less. Like,
Sweet.
all right,
Fair deal.
cool.
Yeah, that was a fair deal.
So he said, "Hey, if you drive me to Ohio, I'll get you a booking." I was like, "Cool, I'll check Ohio off my list." I asked Brother Man over here, "Hey, Brother Man, you want to go on a Ohio trip?" He said yes, so we all three went. We went from New Jersey to Pennsylvania for PPW, right?
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
PPW,
PW.
because he had a show and he was main eventing. I had driven from there to there, like, call time 2 p.m., being there, staying the whole time, main event, him coming from there. We leave from PA to Ohio, like a 7-hour trip.
Wow.
We just stay at a near a Planet Fitness parking lot.
Oh my God, I remember that now. Holy crap! The sun, you parked at the worst possible spot because the sun was beaming on me when I was trying to sleep, bro. Oh my God,
Okay,
I was mad.
we had shade, and then the shade left. That's all that happened. That's not my
Then
fault.
a shade left.
Yes, the sun turns, bro. I mean, the earth turns, bro.
We turned. So
Oh my God.
JXT was like, "Hey, let's just put up for a hotel." I'm not paying a hotel for 4 hours. I'm sorry. Let's just be real.
We should have paid for the hotel. I stick to this day. We should have paid for the hotel. That sun was brutal, bro.
Nah, I was fine. You should have just went into Planet Fitness, get your workout in, take a shower. You was
We
fine.
did, and then we went back out. What do you mean?
So essentially, we did all that. We go to the show. We're there, and lo and behold, that's where the first Brick City match happens.
Oh yeah, that was our first match in Ohio with Mitch match gear and everything.
So he wasn't supposed to have a match. I was supposed to have I was supposed to have a singles match. They had changed the singles match into a triple threat match, and then they had changed the triple threat match into a fatal 4-way because 2 people couldn't make it.
Oh my God.
What was funny was I had a red and black and white singlet, and he had a green and black.
Yeah, green and black.
Okay. I'm colorblind as well, so this is a trip always. And then the guys we were facing had the exact same gear as us. We literally looked at each other and we were like, "Yo,
I should be on your team.
you should be on your
team."
Yeah." And we got announced as the Brick City Boys. I believe it was FTW or FCW.
FCW, I believe it was
FTC.
FTC, yeah. I believe so, yeah.
But it was in Ohio. It was in Ohio, and that was the first. I think it's on YouTube. That was our first match as a tag team.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good memory.
So you're asked to be a driver for a talent. You say, "All right, I'm down. I'll even get some bookings out of it, get some ring time, get some exposure. I'll even cross Ohio off my list." Your boy goes with you, and you both get put on the same bill, the same card, the same night as a tag team, and Brick City Boys were born in Ohio.
It's crazy, right?
That's right.
Crazy how like
that is freaking crazy as hell.
And then it was literally at that moment that we essentially were like, "Yo, we should really do this." We were like,
"Let's do this." Yeah,
and it was crazy because all of our like friends in our wrestling circle told us why weren't we a tag team.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it finally happened. It was like, finally.
It was like, did we become best friends?
We're already best friends, but let's be best wrestlers.
I like to talk about support on this show, support system, if you will, because I don't know, because I'm not a wrestler, but you guys do know the sacrifices it takes mentally, physically, the calendar, how many things you have to miss for your family and your friends and such when you're doing the wrestling thing. The support system around you, Victor? The friends, family, peers. You have a support system that kind of lifts you up when you need it. Don't quit this shit. Just keep pushing, doing what you're doing.
Honestly, one of my best friends told me, like, I remember when I first. Honestly, what?
It's me. I'm your support. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yes, you are also my support. But one of my best friends when I was in 5th grade, I remember when I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this wrestling thing. He was like, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. And literally the next day I went out, like it was like days after my birthday. I was like, okay, I'm 21. I should just go out and do it. I did it, and look at me now. I'm still here. Don't know how, but I'm still here. My mom is also a big support. She has never seen one of my matches, but she just knows that I love this so much, so she doesn't question it. Mm-hmm. And my family down in Georgia, they know about it. And my friends, they're really supportive. Every time I have a show, they're like, "Where can I go? Where can I get the tickets?" Mm-hmm. It's been pretty nice.
That's what we want to hear. Where can I buy a ticket? Where can I buy your merch? Because we all like free.
I'm sorry.
No. No, and it's going to be Black Friday, 50% off. So right. Julio, don't ever be ashamed to shameless plug. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, my man.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. I'm over here fixing my lineup for my fantasy because we got like 10 minutes before this still about to jump off. Man, right. If I tell you, bro, don't ever get on NFL fantasy. None of that. I'm in 5 leagues and my Sundays are ruined now.
Oh my God, 5 leagues. I can't even imagine.
Do you know how many people he kicked out of our group chat because they beat him at fantasy? So many people. So many people. Job security, big Juan Vargas. Oh my God.
Big money Juan Vargas.
Oh, don't do that to him. Don't do that.
That's for another time though.
Big money is dead.
When you meet somebody and they ask what you do and you say I'm a professional wrestler, is one of the first questions either A, don't you know that's fake, or is it really fake, or B, do you know John Cena? Do those kind of questions come up to you? Why? Where did you think I was going? Go ahead, hit me.
I was going to. I had it cocked.
Oh, you gonna hit him? You gonna hit him across the screen, bro? Like, come on, what are you doing?
No, I thought he said I was gonna look like Mans over here.
Everywhere we go, everywhere.
I'm surprised you haven't done it.
No, that's the one thing I did not want to do because it's very evident, my friend. I mean, come on.
Oh my God, everywhere we go.
I usually get, if anything, does it hurt? Is it real?
Yeah.
And it's like, like I don't like. I'm walking like an asshole just because I want to. Like, no.
You know my favorite part? When people ask him that, for some reason, I'm right there when they ask the question, and I love hearing his explanation because he keeps looking at me and be like, yeah, I'm saying this right? Yeah, this is what we do, right? Yeah. Oh, funny time.
You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I didn't even get quite as much as I want out of you because what I'd like to do, I want to bring this to a tail end, and maybe in the near future, maybe another 4 or 6 months down the road, we can have the Brick City Boys back, do a return on STP. Tell us what you're doing. Get some more information out of you because there's a lot more that I could ask you that we could get into. But I know you only want to hear me talk for so long. So I wanted to bring this on the tail end because we all have busy lives. My man's in 5 fucking fantasy leagues. Jesus Christmas. I can't even imagine.
I ain't got nobody playing because I like money. But I don't got nobody playing tonight, so you're good, fam. Talk on.
Okay. Nice.
But also, as we speak, though, shout outs to Beyond. Because they're right now.
Our Boyz and Curls are going against Culture.
And
they
tickets
are
were only
streaming.
$10. Tickets were only $10 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. That's right.
They threw the halfway point right now.
Nice.
Uncharted
Oh, are they?
territory.
Okay.
What a cool vibe that is at the White Eagle with Beyond, and that is some really fun stuff. I had the privilege of I was invited to American Rana 2019 at Mohegan's or at Foxwoods, and my goodness, there had to be at least like 3,000 people there, probably more. It was absolutely amazing. It was over 5 hours flipping long, though. Holy wrestling. There was a lot of wrestling to be had at that American Rana.
I feel bad for your feet because there were no chairs probably were there.
Well, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of cool because at this specific setup, it was in one of the convention rooms, and they had these really tall, like outdoor kind of event lights, if you will, that they really jacked up, and they had some really high ass ceilings. They jacked up 4 of those and surrounded the ring with those and turned off all of the lighting in there. And if you know Beyond it all, they have the fans scrunched right up to the ring, and it's a really close up vibe. And on the left and right of the ring, they did that. On the far side, if you will, where the hard cam was, they didn't have that. They had the seating. And then on the other side, where the entrance walkway was, there was seating over there as well. So they had people on the left and right. But my God, people were just getting up and surrounding that ring. It was absolutely crazy, man. That was an amazing show. I gotta give Beyond their due, man. They put on some really, really cool stuff. Have you guys ever worked Beyond at all, by any chance?
No, that's on the list.
That is definitely on the list.
Now we see the likes of I'm going to use as an example because it's very current right now. We see the likes of AG. Now we all know him as Anthony Green. He went through his whole thing. He was a ref. He was all of that, and I've known him many years as he was coming up. To be called up to that platform, NXT signed him up. He got over there at the Performance Center. We seen him on NXT a couple times. Him and Timothy Thatcher mixed it up. Well, actually, Timothy Thatcher beat the piss out of him, and then that's kind of what was going on. But then he was being used regularly on 205 Live. And then, the dub, they have this kind of weird way about them as the last couple of years, and they just like to clump releases all at once. Anthony Green happened to be one of them. He changed his name to August Gray for WWE. He's come back onto the indie scene along with some of the other people that got released from WWE. And now he's back on the scene, and he's starting to frequent some of the local places he was originally before he got called up to the NXT brand. Now, my point being of this rant here is he came back out. He was the last Limitless champion. He got called up. So then he came out of NXT, comes back to Limitless, beats Daniel Garcia for the championship, and becomes a Limitless champion. So all of that being said, and I'm going to ask you individually because you might have 2 separate answers, even though you're a tag team. Victor, in the long-term goal, we just spoke of Beyond, and that's one of those indie promotions that you want to get your teeth into because that gives you so much exposure, especially with the IWTV stuff and all of that cool things that come with the Beyond stuff. But in the long term, is it WWE? Is it New Japan? Is it AEW? Where does Victor see this tag team going right now?
Any place that wants the Brick City Boys, we're fine with. Like, we had this discussion a while ago. Any company that wants us, mainly our focus is mainly on AEW, which is, I see they're building a big tag division, and we want to be a part of that. So I would say AEW, if New Japan hits us up, we're fine with that. WWE, of course, we would do that in a heartbeat. But I'm leaning more towards AEW, and I think he feels the same way. But go ahead. You answer.
Yeah, Julio, follow up with that, please.
Yeah, to what reiterated Victor. It's where whoever wants to acquire the Brick City Boys services at that time is where you're going to see us. Whether that be Impact, whether that be AEW, whether that be WWE, NXT, New Japan, which is a very, very, very favorable place that I would like to participate, whether it even be Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter.
Now I noticed, excuse me, I noticed one of the last major companies, or one of the bigger companies, if you will, to really come back out of the King COVID was
King COVID. Oh my god.
One of the last ones to come out was NWA. There was a couple reasons for that, obviously. If you follow NWA, you kind of know those reasons. We won't get into all of that, but they were one of the last ones to come back out of the pandemic. And I mentioned them because you two as a tag team, your size, your style, you're not trying to be, and I'm not saying I don't or do like the Young Bucks, but you're not doing all of this flippy do stuff. You're very grounded. You're powerful. You're two big dudes just going in and taking care of business. I feel that NWA would be an absolute great fit for you guys because of your stature, your look, your professionalism. I think that would be a great place for you guys.
We would love to be there anytime, any place. If they knock on our door, we'll be happy to go.
Now I mention them because when they did come back, that old vibe, you guys, I know you guys are very big fans of wrestling, so I'm sure you've looked back to the wrestling history, if you will. And the NWA, when that came back, Billy Corrigan took those reins, and the very first show that they ever had, they're playing, that Dokken, and it's just killing. I'm like, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a studio vibe, just like it was. The podium, whenever they panned over to that podium, dude, just talking about it, I get hairs. Yeah. The hairs just stand up on my freaking arms. It was like Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA. Somebody's going to come out of there and cut a cool-ass promo. The NWA, I just love that old school vibe. And that's the only reason why I bring it up, because I feel you guys have a nice old school vibe in a modern time without looking old school, if you will.
Yeah, we get that a lot. We pretty much get that a lot, but thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the work, love the chemistry. Again, and I know I've said it a few times, but it has to be restated because, boys and girls, and I am no wrestler, I am no trainer, I'm just a dude with a phone that has gone to the shows and made some friendships and relationships with some of the talent over the course of the past probably 5 years or so. I implore you, look good. Don't half-ass this shit. Don't come out in cut-off jeans and a t-shirt and whatever. Don't half-ass this shit. Come out, look good. Spend some money on some gear. Get training, because without training, we were speaking of Pat Buck, and when these guys left, they knew they weren't afraid. They were a little afraid, but they knew that they had that training, that foundation under them because of Pat Buck himself and the guys underneath his umbrella. Don't half-ass it. Look good. Get that training. Be professional. Be respectful. Shake the hands. Kiss the babies. All of that good stuff. And I'm telling you, Brick City Boys, I feel, are doing it the right way. And I feel nothing but like this, the sky is not even the limit for you guys. Like the stars aren't even the fucking limit, because I'm just going to talk a couple more talents if I could, and it's going to take away from the Brick City Boys, but it kind of brings me full circle of the new faces that I've seen in my area. And I'm going to talk out of, excuse me, I'm going to talk out of the Jotty Rod school being, and you might know some of these guys, I'm not sure yet. Jay Bougie, boo the fuck out of him. Then we have PJ Savage. I don't want to boo him. He might eat me for a snack. Then we have faceless ones. Jocko and Faced are a tag team. Mm-hmm. And then there's another guy, Ransom, big dude. I just interviewed him last week. Really cool. Not very ha 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 kind of guy. very serious. Just wants to hurt people. And then there's another guy, Prince Ahmed. My God, love that guy's look. He's very innovative. But those names that I've just thrown out, it gives us fans such a different flavor, that energy that's different than and hey, we love seeing the Firm. Do we want to see them lose those damn tag team championships to I don't care who it is, just lose them freaking things. Yes, we want them to lose them, but we like seeing we like seeing our talents, but seeing the new faces, it's just a blessing for us fans. So Brick City Boys, I hope you guys will still be coming to the Connecticut area, because I absolutely love seeing you guys perform. And I know you guys have to jot your schedule a little bit ahead of time. Mr. Victor, do you have any TOS dates that are on your schedule that I could look forward to, sir? Is that possible? You could leak that information at all?
We have one in December for Creative Pro New York on December 12th. Okay. We have a four-way with the Even Stevens, Team Sonya, and BBU. And that is going to be, that is confirmed. That is going to be so much fun.
Even Stevens, those guys, holy crap.
Yes.
Julio, you do not care for the Even Stevens, it seems.
Oh no, I love them. They're just nerds.
Love them. Love our nerds.
I don't like to ask the generalized, what's your favorite match, what's your favorite wrestler, and all of that kind of stuff. But I do want to get.
Do it.
Well, I'm gonna kind of do it. I wanna. I want to ask you both the same question, because again, it might be different. Julio, who do you feel to date as a tag team, Brick City Boys? Who do you feel that's been across the ring from you? It could be just a regular tag team. It could be a four-way. It could be whatever's gone on in your career so far. Who do you feel has brought the best out of Brick City Boys in that ring to date?
To date? I say probably LSG and Cheeseburger.
Oh, interesting answer. Please, could you elaborate on that just a little bit? Is that possible?
Yeah, we were their first title defense in New Jersey.
For the
Wrestle
tag team titles,
yeah.
Wow.
And obviously, two Ring of Honor guys, definitely gotta like be prepared and take it up to their level.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I believe we did exactly that. And you can watch that on the WrestlePro YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
It's a free match that they have on their YouTube page that you guys can check out if you guys want to go see that.
I'm definitely going to go check that out. I want to go see that footage. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was definitely one of it was that match that was like it felt different. If as performers, it made us feel like, okay, there was a change in us after that match. I feel like a gear switch to like a light switch. Something changed in us after that match.
It's funny you say that switch, because I always try to kind of gauge where in your career did you start hearing the fans and feeding off the fans and utilizing that tool of wrestling being the fans. And I always get a very different answer timeline wise. But it's always almost that same exact paraphrasing, when it's just weird. I felt it. There was this switch that turned on, and then I started connecting. So that term is definitely used a lot in wrestling. There's that switch that just happens out of nowhere. Some reason it just happens, but you can feel it though. That's the thing, Victor, same thing. Who do you feel to date has brought the best out of the Brick City Boys?
Honestly, our first match out of the pandemic, which I feel brought all three teams together, was our match that will never see the light of day against the Haven, Waves and Curls, and us. Literally out of the pandemic, we had no training, no anything. We just went in there, and all three teams killed it. All three teams killed it. We went in the back. Me and him were in the back. We were like, oh, we messed up with some stuff, but everybody in the back just gave us a standing ovation. Like all three of us. It was such a great match out of all. Like it was beautiful. That really solidified us as a team that we could do this. We could fucking face anybody and have a banger of a match. And I can't wait to have that one more time with both of them.
That sounds like it would be held at the XWA.
That's right, correct? Yeah. It was one of those Thursday shows. Oh my God, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, what a setup over at the XWA, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great people. Definitely great people down there. We can't thank Mike enough for that.
Yeah.
I wish and I hope, and I know they're not done by any stretch. They just need a I cannot wait for that day to come because I really do love the XWA. They're a lot of fun. They know how to put on a show. Jose up there with all of the technical stuff. I mean, just hot. I mean, the guy is just got a great mind for over there. And since we are on a topic real quick of XWA, just a fun fact, if you guys, because you are fresh in the business to a degree, that setup was all built around one thing in Jose's mind. He wanted a drop-down microphone for the big shows. And there is literally a microphone on a pulley, and it drops down into the center of the ring. And that's all he wanted. Once that was installed, everything else surrounded where the placement of that drop-down microphone was placed.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Because I always look up and I was like, why do I never see that microphone just come down one day? I was like, they're waiting for a big pay-per-view, aren't they?
Yeah, that was for their big shows. They bring in the big guns, being Rich Palladino. He comes in there. That thing comes down. Oh, my God. It's such a fucking vibe. Oh, my God. Can you see
goosebumps again? The goosebumps again.
It really, and it's such a vibe. I mean, holy cow. But that's what really makes me look forward to seeing the future of XWA. And boys and girls, if you don't know what we're speaking of, and I know I've only used those call letters, Extreme Wrestling Alliance, XWA, they're based in Warwick, Rhode Island, 3 Bridal Ave. Amazing setup. It was a one-stop shop. They had the concessions. They had the entrance. They had the commentators. They had the lights. They had the vibe. They had the room. It was a great, great setup over there. And I just can't wait to see what the future brings to the XWA. That's going to be some fun shit, man. Now the Haven and Waves and Curls, those are a couple more new tag teams on the scene. The Haven being trained out of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling in East Haven, Connecticut, under Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. And then you have Waves and Curls. They're under the tutelage over at XWA at the Kingdom training facility, if you will. Under the tutelage of the old Matt Havens and the Vinny Marsalias and such. And my goodness, I wish we could see that footage because I've only seen Picture Dave. Love me some Picture Dave. Shout out to Picture Dave.
Love Dave.
I have, when Victor said that match, that did click a little something in me because I do follow all of Dave's posts. And I if I'm not mistaken, I did recollect those shots coming through my databanks, which is very hard because I only got one brain cell. But man, I really wish we could see that footage. How do we see the footage from XWA? I mean, don't you have any stroke up there? I mean, come on.
Do you know how many matches we have and we don't have the footage? We have to do it like fan cam style, like you do. We have to have somebody, one of our boys in the back, just record it on the TV that's in the back. And I'm like, okay, this is the best we can do.
The struggle out here. It's hard.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I believe one day it'll come to light. Hopefully, somebody got to have the footage somewhere.
No, it's like them lost SpongeBob episodes, man. We ain't never.
I'm telling you, it's it's gonna be Don out here. Gonna be the one. He gonna be Patchy the pirate.
You know what? I'm not even, and I'm not that crafty. I do have a couple people that might be that crafty, but I'm not that crafty. My skills only go so deep. But you know what I will do? I think I'm just gonna put a fucking blanket status out on my Twitter, on my Instagram, and on my Facebook. Where is the footage of the Haven versus Waves and Curls versus Brick City Boys? We need it. We want it. Give it to us now. And I'm going to put that on all my medias. We're going to try to surface that footage. Will it do anything? I don't know, but at least we've tried. We're going to give it a shot and see what happens.
We will like and retweet everything. Like, comment, retweet. We want it now. We got you, man.
Now, the promotions that you haven't been to, which is, quite a many because you are young in your careers right now. Is there any promotions? And I know you've already stated whoever wants to take the Brick City Boys, but do you have any promotions maybe jotted down that you really want to check out? Like, I know HOG is back out on the scene, and son of a,
that's definitely
what an amazing environment over there. It's such a big feel.
Yeah.
Said as an example because they've recently resurfaced and just had their first show in a very long time. Julio, are there any promotions that you have mentally or jotted down physically that you really want to get your foot in?
Beyond is definitely one of them. HOG is definitely one of them. Honestly, right now, I don't have many to come to mind just because I'm so excited for the future for us. I don't wanna predict it too much, I want to still keep some things as surprises for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, we're just ready, willing, and able for whatever comes in front of us.
For some reason, I thought you was gonna say Gable. I don't know why.
I know you were. I know you were.
I was like, dude, why?
No, definitely, we're ready for whatever comes our way, and we're willing with open arms.
Excellent. Love hearing that. Victor, same question. Anything jotted down? Anything mentally in your head?
Two at the top of my head are Limitless, of course, and Fest. I believe is down in Florida. One of our boys, Hot Dog, went down there and he had a blast. I would love to face the Ugly Duckling down there. That would be so much fun.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, those are the only two on the top of my head right now. But any place that wants us, we are ready to go.
You know what's crazy? I would say I have more opponents that I want to face rather than promotions that I want to be in.
Yeah.
Because we can always run it back, as they say out here in the Twitter world.
Right. So Julio, why don't you give us 3 opponents that you'd really like to, go against?
Mix it up with? All right.
Yeah.
The main event.
Oh, love that.
Which one?
Okay,
Both of them. Both of them.
Okay. We'll count that as one. One.
Yeah. The main event. So, well, now that they're no longer affiliated with the Briscoes, definitely.
Oh my God, the Briscoes are.
I didn't even think about them. Holy crap, that would be so cool.
Yeah. That definitely came to. And third one. I honestly, I have been intrigued to do intergender.
Oh.
I really wanted to do intergender, and what come to mind that I know would be more feasible would be the Sea Stars.
Oh, love the Sea Stars. Have seen them for years. What a great team they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just a different style.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole thing, the vibe, the feel, the way you have to work, and everything. I mean, those are fantastic names, talents, and opponents that you just listed. Victor, let's continue this because I want to hear what you're going to give us. Why don't you give us 3 opponents you're looking forward to?
This is the intergender. I would love to face the reformation of the Inspiration. I would think that would be such a great match we could come up with. Another match would be, since you brought him up, the Kingdom. I would love to face Matt Taven and Zenny one day. No, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. I'm sorry. Why? Do you want the Prestige? You want the Prestige?
No, the Acclaimed.
Oh, the Acclaimed. Oh, that would also be a good match. Oh, that would be the one day. Fun fact about the Acclaim. Max Caster was actually my very first match, my very first singles match at a birthday party in Cap, New York one day. Oh, it was so good. I love Max Caster. I love Anthony Bowen. And my third one
everybody loves the Acclaim, bro.
Everybody loves the I set myself up for that one. Okay. And then my third one was what was the other fun fact?
That Caster did our theme song.
Oh yeah, Matt Caster. Yeah, he did. He made our theme song right before he got signed too. Right before he got signed, he did our theme song. That was so fun. Oh,
I want to hear your third one. I want to hear your third one. I'm intrigued.
Well, it's kind of obvious. It's Bear Country. I would love. There were so many times we were going to face them, but it just fell through the cracks. But I know we're going to get them eventually, and I can't wait. And we weren't ready then, but we're ready now. So I can't wait for that match.
That's right.
What are you saying, bro?
Again, some fine talents and tag teams you just mentioned there, Victor and Julio. Now, when it comes to the Bears, I got to tell you, Bear Country, I got to tell you, I've known Mr. Beefcake when he was Beefcake, and I can't call him anything else, even when I see him, and I don't see him very often, but when I do, I can't call him anything but Beefcake. It just feels so weird.
I know, I can't call him Boulder. I literally never call him Boulder.
So literally, I had said it in the beginning of the interview, and I was like, it's Boulder now. I was like, no, Beefcake to me. I don't care.
Yeah,
he will always be Beefcake. He will always be Beefcake.
It's just something that will never go away. And the same thing with George All. I just don't want to get monetized by maybe, Uncle Tony Khan or anything. So I don't want to use his old name and maybe fuck shit up. So I just like to stick with George All. But Beefcake, I don't even care. I gotta say Beefcake. I
gotta say Beefcake. I can't say Boulder. It's not in my vocabulary, right?
Oh God.
Very good brother. Very good brother.
You know what else? Just talking to you guys, and the talents that you've named, that you've associated with, and like, the Crawfords, the Casters, the beefcakes, if you will, just such fine talents to be surrounded by, and come up with at the same time. I just feel you guys are in a very good place, doing what you're doing. And again, we've spoken how hard it is to be a wrestler and get that shine, if you will. But I think you guys are in really a good spot right now, along with good company. And I know you guys are going to be fucking killing it out there. Now, the Brick City Boys, do you see an evolution? Because everything evolves, and I know you can't tell the future. You can't see in your little crystal ball, but
evolution is a mystery. Had to say it.
Why?
Some wrestlers actually write out maybe a 5-year plan, or in 3 years, if if I'm not feeling X, then I'm going to move on to this next thing. Is there anything set that you guys have jotted down that maybe if this Brick City Boys, we're not feeling it in a couple years, we might switch it over to something else? Has that ever come up in a conversation at all?
We've talked about that, actually. Yeah. We've already made.
We have a rebrand.
We're ready if Brick City ever gets stale, or if we feel like it's going off track. We're prepared for it, though.
That's nice. A good question, though. I appreciate that, because I'm always thinking. I'm always I'm an overthinker, so I'm always constantly, my head's always going. So I'll hit him up randomly and be like, hey, I have this idea. No. Okay, I like that idea. That would, okay, we could, but usually like 9 times out of 10.
I say no to you all the time. I do, but out me.
No, but yeah, it was funny though because the rebrand is essentially just a rib for us.
Oh my god, yeah. So I don't want to give anything away, so I'm just gonna say the rebrand involved TJ Crawford, and we were just joking around. But then, like a day later, we thought about it. We was like, this could actually work. This has some legs to it.
It got legs to it.
New name, new everything. Like we thought about it. So
all right,
just be on the lookout. If you ever see Brick City go away, look out for something else.
Absolutely, because you have to. And I appreciate that you guys have already looked into the future, because I ask that question regularly on this show because wrestling evolves in some weird 5-year spurts or something. It seems somewhere around that average number. It could be the fans. It could be the business. It could be the way the guys and girls are performing in the ring. It could be the way promos are being utilized. It's just weird how shit evolves like that. And I applaud you again, from fan to wrestler and athlete performer, that you've already looked into the future at the big picture. If we're not feeling it, or if the crowd isn't feeling it, we've already got something in the works. And I applaud you guys for looking at the bigger picture like that. That's very cool.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And again, I could go for another hour, 2 hours. I mean, again, I don't have anything written down, but I know I could go for another couple hours. Now, where does Brick City Boyz go from, you're doing the TOS, you're doing this. Do you have your itinerary already built up for maybe the next 2, 3, 4 months? The people been knocking on your door. You've been knocking on people's door. What do we got for a schedule going on with Brick City? Because we want to see them as often as possible. And I know you already earlier, Victor, but do you have a nice schedule set?
We have a nice schedule set, but it's in the works. We got to keep it hush hush. I'm just gonna say it. You might want to look on our Twitter and Instagram in the next few days. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Well, like I said, Julio, I stalk your shit. I follow your shit all the time. I mean, that's not a problem. I will definitely keep my eyes peeled out on your medias. And since we are speaking of the medias, and we've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 shameless plugs, and Julio was awesome on doing that. Why don't you give us some more shameless stuff? Where can we find the Brick City Boyz on the medias, the fans when they get on the Twitter? Where can we find you guys?
All right. The Instagrams is at J_Cruz Pro. It's Victor Chase's is at Wrestle_Chase, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got you.
All right. And then it's at Brick City Boyz _Pro for the Instagram. And take it away with the Twitter, baby.
Twitter is the same thing, at JCruz_Pro, at Wrestle_Chase. But for the Brick City is at Boyz with a Z, Brick City. So yeah, those are our medias. Go follow.
Yeah, and I stalk them regularly on the old face page. Get up on the face page, Brick City Boyz, Boyz with a Z. And it's funny you guys got a Z because I was in an original band. There was already ready-made material. The album was not going to be an album, but I made it an album because why sit on material? Let's go to the recording studio. Let's have some fun. Let's be artists and get this shit on hard copy. So we had to come up with a name. Our name before getting into the studio was the Rat Bastards with a Z. So when I saw your guys' name ending with a Z, I go, I love these guys already. They're my Rat Bastards. So
everybody loves Z.
Wait, is that Nasty Leroy? The Rat Bastard?
Oh my god, you mother! Oh my god, I hate you.
I hate you.
Oh my god, why are you like
Come on.
Now, something that I usually don't get on the topic of because I don't like to pry too much, but I'm gonna pry a little bit because you guys have been absolutely so much fucking fun tonight. Obviously, you said you had some fantasy duties that you do with the old football gig over there. What do you like to do on your spare time to kind of get away from wrestling, shut down, and just get away from that? Because that's my go-to. Like that's that's what I go to get away from my shit. But what does Julio get away from wrestling? What's his go-to?
Wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I like literally wrestling. Like I'll watch wrestling. I play with the action figures with my son whenever he's with me. Either working out, doing just regular stuff like that, playing video games, Valorant that this man is trying to get me into. Halo Infinite. I got a whole like streaming setup that I'm trying to get with.
Nice.
Just trying different avenues, just seeing what sparks. But essentially, my go-to to get away from it all is just going back to wrestling.
Going back to wrestling. My man, that's some cool shit. Victor, what do you do to unwind from wrestling? You go back to wrestling?
Sometimes I feel like I just feel like watching a certain match or something. I just watch a match a day. I love watching a match a day because I feel like if I don't do that, I just feel like I haven't done anything with my day. But I usually play video games, like he said, Valorant. Sometimes I'm still in school, so I just draw sometimes on the PC on Illustrator or like on Sketch. So it'll calm me down. Or I just watch anime because I'm a big old dork. That's why.
I wish I could draw. I can draw a really shitty stick figure. That's about the best I can do. It comes out all jacked up and shit. I'm so bad when it comes to drawing. So being able to draw is such an amazing talent. Now, did you ever utilize your drawing talents at all for, maybe some sketching for the gear or any ideas that you had in wrestling at all?
Do not look at me like that. Stop that now. Because he was like, why don't you do anything with this? Because I was like, dude, I'm still learning. Get off my back, bro.
But look at my photo edits.
Oh my god, bro! Did you stop that? You have an assistant. The app does it for you. You don't do it. Stop that.
The app does it for you.
Oh my god! But one of our greatest the person who makes it actually like comes up with our gear and everything. We have the ideas, but we gotta thank Hot Dog Starks for the design because him and his fiance really like put in the work to like make our dreams come true when it comes to our gear. So thank you, my Earth One.
Hot Dog Starks is again one of those amazing, genuine, just great guys all around. I absolutely love me some Hot Dog Starks. Love that guy to pieces. And the whole play, what he does, it's got to be so hard. And I have had him on STP, but it's just got to be so damn hard to keep coming up with the plays and the puns and everything surrounding a fucking hot dog. I mean, you think
he does it
go so far, but he keeps doing it.
He keeps topping himself. Yeah, he keeps topping. When the word Blizzy came out, this man ran with it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Speaking of hot dog, how about that new fire gear? Holy shit! He totally blew my mind with that shit.
Yeah, he showed it to us. I was like, yo. You gotta change the game with that. Yo, oh my god.
I'm like, who the hell are you? And what did you do with my favorite hot dog? He goes, I'm right here.
He indie dog now. That's what he is.
Indie glizzy.
I want to kind of go back a little bit because you mentioned Max Caster. He did your theme song right before he got picked up, and it's funny because he was at Test of Strength. He went against Mike Skyros for Mike Skyros K1 Classic Championship. And we deemed him, what the hell did we deem him? A Platinum Princess. Yes, we deemed him Platinum Princess before he left and got signed. But that same day was my only time, and I've seen Max a few times with the Shook crew and singles. But that was my very first time that I was able to get I do these little promos at the shows, and I call them the Kincaid Files. And I get up into the guys' faces and we cut a little quick on the fly promo at the events. And it was pre-show. And I talked to Mr. Caster, and I got to tell you, whenever he got picked up, it was like legitimately 5 days or so, I want to say, after that happened. And I was just mind blown. I'm like, I am so glad that I was able to talk to Max Caster right before he got that big push, because once you get that you sign on a dotted line, guys like me, I can't touch them, like, so it was really cool to be able to talk to Max Caster. But I want to touch upon having an original entrance theme. Oh my God. I just fucking applaud you guys so much as a fan, as a YouTuber, for fuck's sake. I applaud you 1,000% on having an original score for your entrance. What brought that to life? Either of you can take that, really, because I just love that to pieces.
Twitter. He put it on Twitter.
No, it was Facebook. It was Facebook.
No, it was on Twitter.
It was on Twitter?
You're right.
Twitter. It was on both, actually. It was on both.
I had seen him post on Twitter that he was doing commissions for entrance music or whatever.
Okay.
I had immediately hit him up and be like, hey, can you make us a theme song? He said, sure. What do you guys want? I essentially told him what the idea that I wanted for it. A week later, hits me up. Boom. He goes, do you want to change anything? I sent it to him. I didn't even honestly really get the go ahead from him. I just immediately did it. And I told him, hey, I hit up Max to do our custom. And he was like, do it. Like, he was 100% with it.
Yeah, I was 100% down. What he gave back to us was fuck.
Yeah.
Gold. I was like,
so he gives us that. Yeah, he gives us that, and he goes, do you know if there's any changes or anything? Nothing. We were like, 100% is great. Nice. And from there, it was probably one of our best business decisions we ever made.
Absolutely.
Because it just makes us stand out, like you said, just from the pack. And everybody appreciates it because now they don't have to just go straight to when the match starts. At least on our sake.
And you also don't get copyright strikes. So.
That's what I'm saying. You don't get copyrights because it's
right.
We own it.
And it makes you more authentic as a performer, Victor. That's from my fans' vantage point. And I'm not saying everybody thinks like that, but I feel that it makes the wrestler or wrestlers, the team, more authentic because now they've taken the time. They've spent a couple bucks. They've made the effort a little bit more than going to grab fucking, a Godsmack song or a Metallica song or something like that. You put in that extra effort. And Victor, I just think it makes you guys more authentic, if you will.
Thank you.
It also feels unnatural now when we don't have our theme music.
I'm like, wait a minute, this is not Max. What did they do to our music?
It's a definitely, like, have you ever felt when you get in the zone with a song, like you get into the feel? That's what that song does to me, at least. I'll be feeling it.
Is there that switch? Because it's been talked about when you come through that curtain. Before you come through that curtain, do you do? And I'll start with Victor. Do you do anything specific before you come out? Do you pray? Do you speak to the heavens? Do you call grandma? Or, is there anything specific that you do before you come out that curtain? And when that music is playing, is there a switch that kind of clicks on for Victor behind that curtain?
The switch always comes on even before, but I always do push-ups so I can warm myself up, some squats. And I always do like a couple of deep breaths so I can get ready to just go out there and yell my head off. And hey, little boy, how you doing?
What's up, baby?
Yeah, he's.
How you doing?
What up, 11?
But yeah, it's always like a couple of push-ups, couple of squats so I can get ready to go in the match. And I just go out there and just. I don't know. I don't really change per se, but I just crank the level up just a little bit more, like they say in wrestling.
Yeah, I got you. Julio, same question. Is there anything prep that you do before coming out that curtain?
I wet my hair.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
he wets his hair. Every time, without fail, he does a little flip back with his hair and it whacks me in the face every time. I don't know why he always picks the time to do it when I'm behind him, but he does it every single time.
It just happens.
It just happens.
Well, no, it usually just happens. Like I'm just getting into the zone essentially, and that's what I'll do push-ups, squats, stretch out a little bit here and there. But usually it's the wetting of the hair and I got it from Danny Moff.
Okay.
So it's just drenching myself in water and just getting hyped up. And then once I hear, you know who it is, it's just, all right, here we go. Let's go.
You guys have spoken about Danny Moff a couple times, he being your trainer. My man is the current Northeast Wrestling champion. He has been pre-COVID, if you will. He's doing some cool stuff over there at NEW, I got to say, damn off.
That's right, yeah.
And I got to give that dude is I don't know if built like a brick house even does that man justice. That dude is just a freaking, he is so intense, so insane. Just what a talent though, Dan Moff. What a talent that man is. Now, you guys, you have your original score. You look fantastic. Is there anything you want to tweak with what you currently have now, or do you feel kind of satisfied with running with what you have now for the time being?
We're satisfied with what we have now, but we're trying to look for entrance jackets and more entrance gear, basically. So that I feel like that's the only key component that we're missing. Other than that, we're perfectly fine with everything right now.
I got you, Julio. Era of wrestling. What's kind of your fave? And I'm not going to ask you your favorite wrestler. I mean, I could because look at the smile. We already know where that's kind of going, maybe. But
pass. Do it. Do it.
I'll do it. Poor Victor.
Let me ask you, who do you think is my favorite wrestler?
I don't know. We got this.
Say the thing. You know you want to say it. Go ahead.
We got this whole Eddie Guerrero thing going on over here.
There it is.
So I guess I answered my own question. Just do it.
You're wrong though.
Oh,
brother.
Yeah. Don't you love the swerve? Don't you love it?
Yeah.
It's a bobblehead rock.
Oh yeah, it's a bobblehead rock.
I didn't know you had. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you do have that.
I was gonna get it for Jay Haru, but I like it better.
God. Oh my God, that guy is something else. Holy cow!
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's got to be everything that he brings to the table, though. The look, the charisma, the confidence, the promo, just everything he brings. I mean, super, super, super duper star, obviously, but it's got to be the whole package, yeah?
Yeah, I was a big Attitude Era guy. You know, I that was my my era that I grew up in watching. So I love the SmackDown 6 too. Mm-hmm. You know, the roof. It was pretty much from 2001 to 2006. I would say is my era. That's my favorite era. That's why I guess you could say that's why I love tag team wrestling so much, because of the SmackDown 6.
Right.
And Team Angle and all these guys that were just like the amount of wrestling we were getting, mm-hmm. Quality wrestling, I should say.
Correct. We were
getting 2 out of 3 fall matches on, and just basic cable.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because I didn't realize, and I thought 2 out of 3 falls matches were something that was developed later in wrestling. That's some like really old school shit. And yeah. I didn't realize that until very recently. I was quite surprised to hear that, to be honest with you. Now, Victor, your favorite era, and if you had a favorite that you'd like to put up on a bobblehead, you're more than welcome.
I don't have a bobblehead, but my favorite, I don't particularly have a favorite area. I don't have a favorite era, I would say, but I love Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels really brought me into wrestling, especially his WrestleMania 25 match with The Undertaker. If you want to talk about a perfect match, that is the definition of a perfect match, and I love that.
Yours.
Find talent to pick out of, and there's so many Jenga. There's so many talents you can pick from throughout the eras of wrestling. And I mean, like, I've talked to Mr. Tom Burke. I don't know if you're aware of who Mr. Tom Burke is. He's a wrestling historian up in Massachusetts. This guy is so old school. I'm kind of lost in his world because I was like 70s, 80s. Like my guy is Don Morocco. Love me some Don Morocco. Good guy, bad guy, don't give a shit. I believed in everything that he did. He was just an amazing character, athlete for his size, and everything that he brought to the table. But that's definitely my guy, and my era is like the 70s and stuff. But man, great talents to be looking up to. And you guys have just been way more informational than I kind of expected. I thought this was going to be like maybe a 20 to 22-minute interview, and you're going to be like, you know what, bro? We had enough of your bullshit. We're going to get going now. But we've lasted 2 fucking hours. Are you kidding me? This is
Holy
amazing.
shit, has it been 2 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We are running at 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 40 seconds. Are you kidding me? That's amazing.
God.
Look at that. You got to change it to a podcast now.
Yeah, basically. Oh my God.
Not a podcast.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I spoke of the Don Moroccos because I believed everything that some bitch said. I mean, really, especially growing up as a kid in that time frame, because I was like AWA. I'm the WCCW with the Von Erichs and the Freebirds and all of that. The Rick Rudes coming in under the tutelage of Percy Pringle. That is my fucking jam. I love that shit. So, you know, those guys get me all fired up, man. So we all love our own eras of wrestling. We all love our favorite wrestlers. But the one thing that we all can always say is we just love wrestling, period. No matter if it's old school, if it's new school, or anything in between. And that's something that I really, really enjoy about wrestling. And especially being able to speak to the talents, having the privilege and the honor, because as a fan, not a lot of us get to speak and have conversations like this with the talent. So I am always so privileged and honored to do so. And it doesn't matter if you've just started a day ago, a week ago, 5 years ago, always an honor and a privilege, because I'm scared to fuck to step through those ropes. I don't want to do what you guys do. Are you shitting me, man? I'll break like peanut brittle in there, dude. I am not getting in there. Oh shit. Actually, I kind of did get roped into something December 5th.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of that about that.
Yeah.
How you feeling, bud?
Yeah.
I kind of almost forgot about that.
Already? It's already hitting you? Damn.
Fuck. Well, 2 Buff stretched me out. It was a shitty situation. And I didn't even sign. I don't even know if there's an existing contract, because I should have fucked it and signed a no dotted line. This thing just got thrown at my face. And I am just
He pulled you with the Paul Heyman. He gave you the verbal agreement. It's legally binding now.
I guess it was when I was in the middle of screaming and flailing and passing out. I must have said, yes, sign me up. I'm not sure. But yeah, what a fucking stupid thing that's gonna. I am so. But you guys and girls, again, the honor and the privilege, because what we've talked about, the sacrifice, the mental, what you have to do mentally, what you have to do physically. And it's not just once a week. It's not once a month. It's every goddamn day, because like Julio said, I go, what do you do on your spare time to get away from wrestling? My man said wrestling. And I was like, there we go.
Don't be me, folks.
But it does take, and I know wrestling is the most flourishing it's ever been in the history of wrestling right now. And like you guys stated at the very top of this, for the most part, being a singles wrestler, you could get lost in the shuffle real quick. But to be a solid, legitimate tag team, you don't always get lost in that shuffle. Your eyes, some eyes will catch that a little more quicker than a singles wrestler, especially if you're doing it correctly. So again, I applaud you for your mindset, your passion, what you're doing, your thinking. You're wrestling smart, and you guys are doing it correctly. And I know I've stated that probably more than once, but I don't care if I repeat myself, because I feel as a fan that trying to become a wrestler is one of the hardest things to do in the fucking universe. And I know there's many other aspects that is very hard to do, but a wrestler, that's some hard ass shit. So for you guys to really be pushing and doing what you're doing, again, 1,000,000%, I applaud you. And I thank you so much as a fan for doing what you're doing, because we would have never met if it wasn't for Test of Strength. Test of Strength, I applaud you as well. So you guys are doing it right. Again, this is just from my eyes. I mean, other people might say, they're doing it okay. No, fuck you. I think you're doing it right. So I'm just saying that, and I didn't mean to tell everybody to fuck you, because I am built like a candle. I don't want to be fighting nobody.
If you ever need the services of the Brick City, you know how to contact us now.
Oh my God, dude, you don't even know. I might, I might.
But we might be compensation.
Yeah, but albeit compensation, yes, sir.
Yes, and I did hear compensation, and I am not afraid to pay for services, because I'm a little guy.
I got you, fam.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ! Why do you have to say them more than once? Really? I mean. You guys have been absolutely amazing tonight, and I cannot thank you enough for the time that you spent, not with me, because Stirring the Pot is not my show. You guys, this show is the fan show. This has nothing to do with me. It may have my stupid name on it, but I do this for the fans, and I do this for the talent to maybe shine just a smidge of whatever reach I have, just a smidge more on top of what you're getting. Maybe some new eyes will catch this. Maybe some new eyes will want to get you on their shows. Who knows? Hopefully it helps. That's all I try to do in the industry, is help out our local talent. So Julio, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You were amazing, and I can't thank you enough, sir.
No problem, my guy. Thank you. I appreciate you having us.
Thank you, Julio. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
thank
you. Thank you, my son, for joining us.
Thank you also.
He's a junior, so that works.
Oh, a junior. Oh,
yeah, wow. He's a junior. Yeah.
Yes, a cameo by Junior. Thank you, Junior.
That's right.
Victor, thank you so much for spending the time with us, the fans. I really do appreciate it. And the stories that you guys, the laughs that we shared, the memories that were had, and the information you guys gave were amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, sir.
Thank you for having us, man. It's been fun.
Absolutely. And boys and girls, we've run 2 hours, and the only, I think the longest one that I have is a 2.5 hour one. And it is literally me talking to a plastic facsimile, Funko Pop of Dan the Man. Yes, I talked to a plastic doll for 2.5 fucking hours. That guy made me talk to a plastic doll.
How do you not go crazy?
Well, I'm a jackass, so we'll just start right there and just leave it right there. Somehow I made it work. He did talk back, though, so that was a plus. It's not like I was just talking to myself the whole 2.5 hours. The plastic facsimile did talk back, so that was interesting. But you guys, for the 2 hours, one of my most favorite interviews, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, because again, the laughs, the information, the stories, and you guys just look like you're having fun. And I'm telling you, as a fan, I see a lot of the workers that are out there, they don't look like they're having fun all the time, but you guys, you really look like you're having a lot of fun. And it absolutely shows when you come through the curtain, when you do your performance in the ring. And this has been a special one for me. And I was very sad that we couldn't connect earlier in the week. And I thought I'd never talk to you guys, maybe get that reschedule. But yeah, that came to head. And what a fine 2 hours this is. And I could talk for another 2 hours. We all know that. But the Brick City Boys, they got shit to do. He's got 12 fantasy leagues he's got to take care of and a junior. So with all of that said,
don't be me, guys. Don't be me. Like I said, don't be me.
Don't be Julio, and don't be me, and don't look up stuff and don't write stuff down because I fucked up their names right off the ripper. So with all of that said, this is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guests, Brick City Boys with a Z.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
Brick City out.
Yeah, baby.